everybody, welcome to the show. For those who are new, my name is Jan-Jaap Abbink. I'm reporting for JJA Sports Studio. We're going to do tonight the predictions for WWE Elimination Chamber. The chats are open on YouTube. You can also watch via what is it? X. I won't say Twitch. We're not live on X. On Twitch, we're live on X. At JJ Sports Studio, you can watch us live there as well if you prefer X. It's all favoritism. I don't mind X, YouTube. It comes a little bit down. I think it's a personal choice. But anyway, welcome to the stream. As I said, we're going to do the predictions for WWE Elimination Chamber. I just get my notes up. Have been a busy day at JJ Sports Studio. A lot of news, lots going on in the world of pro wrestling. As always, our writers are really working their behind off lately, and it's only good. So our chats are open. Always, along with when I'm giving my predictions, if you're watching live on YouTube, as I said, you can give your own predictions in the live chat. If you're watching on demand, by the way, just write them in the comments. Always welcome. Always like to know what you guys were going to predict. So I'm really curious. The problem is with Elimination Chamber. It's right between WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble, and the title matches are more than set, right? We have Liv Morgan against Stephanie Walker and CM Punk against Roman Reigns. And the problem with this is CM Punk has later a title match against Finn Balor. And we also the promo, right, between Roman, and that was so, that was a direct good seller for WrestleMania, in my book. So it makes sometimes this pay-per-view a little bit too predictable. You know what I mean? You can read it off. But anyway, it's a little bit, we have seen off with a little bit off because we all thought, well, Cody's going to roll in the as champion to WrestleMania, and even got shocked when Drew McIntyre won suddenly the title. So it can happen, it is not always 100% base, but I think, and there's no more pay-per-view between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, so you can do a curveball, like, winning Finn Balor the title, and then in that other pay-per-view winning CM Punk it back. No, that's not possible, and that would be also strange. I think you could also get such a good build-up between these two, between Roman and CM Punk. Now Roman will be already first back somewhere in the beginning of April, so I don't know. I haven't checked out. I haven't in my head what the schedule is for Roman. I have it somewhere laying on paper, but not going to dig. Anyway, let's start with the predictions. And we also have a prediction for one thing that is not a wrestling match, but we'll get to that. So we have to say, well, I'm a gentleman, of course. I always let the ladies go first. So we start off with the women's Elimination Chamber match. Contestants are Tiffany Stratton, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, and Kiana James. The shocker who eliminated Charlotte Flair. I was actually thinking, well, there was in November such a tease between Charlotte and Jade Cargill, and also last week again. I thought, well, Charlotte is going to make it. We're going to get that match. And there you can get it. There you can get off, But I'm happy for Kiana James. She qualified, and also good because you know what it is. Otherwise, you always get the same names, and then the product gets boring. And you don't push any new talent. I think Kiana James has a good future in WWE. She's a pretty woman. And she has seen she can wrestle. She has, together with Julia, of course. So, anyway, let's start with the predictions. I'm wandering off, as I always do. That's my problem always. I love to chat. Let's see. Well, the thing is, if we look at the contestants, right, you have two heads really sticking out, and that is Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton, right? Let's call spade a spade. Well, we all think, well, they have a big chance to win it. Now, I was thinking a little bit, and I was actually, I think I was sitting in the toilet actually at the more or less, yeah, a little bit on the creepy foot, and I started to think about, wait a second, you know, WWE has lately formed a lot of stable tag teams. They brought the Bellas even back as for the women's tag team division. So they're really building up the tag division. So it is almost a certain thing that we're going to get the women's tag titles defended on WrestleMania. And who hold the tag team championship at this current time, and WWE doesn't like to hot potatoing with the titles, is Rhea Ripley. So that signs me a little bit off that Rhea is not going to win the chamber, because she will be defending with Io Sky for the women's tag team titles at WrestleMania. Against who? Maybe the Bellas. You know, I would not be surprised if that's going to be happen. Would I like it? No, definitely not. I think, you know, these comes in as part-timers and it's nice, but I would not like it. I would rather see a young team, you know, or a team that is regular fighting for a championship. Maybe even Kiana James and Julia again, or Nia Jax and oh, what is her name? She did so good in the Rumble. I've totally forgot her name. You know, you guys, you know, I'm terrible with names. Les Legend or something. Les Legend, right? Yeah, that's her name. Just from popping. You know, sometimes I have that. Especially this time of day, it's still further in the night. But anyway, so I think that Rhea Ripley is going more for the tag team titles on WrestleMania. It looks me sound. And then you have one left, and that's actually, yeah, maybe Alexa Bliss, but I think she's going to be a match with Charlotte right now. They're going to really break up Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, and they're going to set a match. It was actually already planned actually for SummerSlam last year, but they were doing actually so great. They got a good reaction, those two, and got real over at a certain time. So they think, but now they still have the plans, and I think it's going to be for WrestleMania. We're going to see Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair. You know, that is just predicting, right? That is a future booking. But that already can have influence on the Elimination Chamber match. You know, because they're not going to be in the event, right? That's called spade a spade. So what do you have then left? So Alexa Bliss, and Rhea Ripley gone. So you have Tiffany Stratton, Asuka, who's also a tag team partner, can also come for the tag team titles. Raquel Rodriguez and Kiana James. I like Raquel Rodriguez, don't get me wrong, and I think she is a real future power there. I think she still has some growing to do. I don't think she's going. I don't think I see her main eventing WrestleMania. I don't. I think in that time Tiffany Stratton is the one to go with. She has the biggest flair. She had a great run with the title. Today she said in an interview, she was a little bit with her in an interview that she thought her world title run was a little bit more stale, and you know, but that's a good thing, because then you're more motivated to win, right? And second, also want to go a little bit heelish, but we'll see there. Well, the winner against the winner of Jade Cargill. Actually, Tiffany never got her rematch against Jade. So there's a lot of things that these two connect for WrestleMania, and it looks so obvious. So I'm going to pick my winner for the Women's Elimination Chamber. It's going to be it's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton. All right, and we have the crate. Yes, I was talking a little bit about earlier who's going to be in the crate. Well, I just checked 15 minutes before if Chris Jericho was still on the roster page with AEW, and he still is. So I don't think it's going to be Chris Jericho. Now, who I think is going to be, he's out contract, he's no longer with AEW. He's more of a comedy act, and I'm scared it's going to be that comedy act, and that is Danhausen. Will he get a pop? Yeah, maybe so. I think so. Guy's funny. I like him. I think he had a good run a funny run in AEW. It was not always the best. You didn't see him much, but it was funny. And he'd been hurt. His contract was eventually expired and not renewed. So it will all make sense. It's going to be Danhausen. That's my pick. I don't know if I'm true, but you never know. All right, and then we're going for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. Now, the rumor was this match was actually going to be set for WrestleMania. And I have a feeling it's still going to be. I think this is going to just a rematch because AJ Styles, hello, AJ Lee, the other AJ, the female version of AJ. She's going to win the Intercontinental Championship, and Becky Lynch is going to win it back on WrestleMania because this is the thing. This is the problem also with this. If you put AJ Lee the title on, she's a part-timer, and the thing is, the Intercontinental Championship, well, the male Intercontinental Championship is always a workhorse title. You have to always be active, always ready to wrestle, be full time. Now, if you go to put part time, it doesn't make sense. It is actually a title always been, and I hope WWE also start to do that with the women because Becky actually doesn't need it either. Is actually to create new stars and to lift them up to the main event scene. Now, Becky is already there. So it's a little bit lackluster booking from WWE. I think they lost the idea of what the mid-card titles are actually made for. Well, on Julia, I can understand that they put the United States Championship. So it's just a push, and I hope Julia makes it because Well, that's another. I'll take that up on another discussion because then we really go off topic, peeps. I don't want to do that. So that's a future talk we have to have. But the case is, peeps, is that I see AJ Lee actually winning the title and then lose it at WrestleMania. So the title can be still every week on the show and should be more defended. But I would rather see maybe in Lyra Valkyria or Maxine was actually a good idea to have that title run, but it got cut short. And I don't see Maxine actually in the main event scene, but that's the problem. So, it's fun to have AJ Lee run with it, but due to she's a part-timer, then she will lose at WrestleMania, and that's best for the title. It's not because I have something against AJ Lee. I love AJ Lee. I think she's amazing, and she's a real crowd pleaser. But yeah, and she's very favored. I am aware, but we have to keep in mind it's a part-timer. With all due respect, I would like to have her back on full time, but with her state, as she self said, that I don't see she's coming back full time. So that's just my opinion, peeps. So a new Intercontinental Championship, and then the most predictable match, as I said before when I started with the podcast already. CM Punk versus Finn Balor. Now, earlier today, JJ Sports Studio posted an article where CM Punk talked about potentially the Demon showing up. Now, that could be a very interesting angle because the Demon, I think is he still not undefeated in WWE? I mean, on the main roster. I think so, he did. I'm not sure though, but I think he did. I think he is. I have to look that up actually. But the thing is, that could make a twist, that it starts to look like, oh my, maybe there is this angle they're going to do. with the demon, that there is a chance that he can win. Of course, it's just a load of paint, but don't want to crap it down. So that could be a nice angle because this is the problem. We all know CM Punk is going to retain. WWE knows it also, so they have to do something with this match. Otherwise, it's going to be predictable and it's going to be a sleeper. So they have to really put something off here. So it could be an interesting angle to have the demon coming back. What I do think is going to happen, definitely in the match, is that Dominic is going to interfere. And maybe due to the interference, CM Punk wins. And that goes wrong. And that set up the match Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship against Finn Balor at WrestleMania. Because I think the Judgment Day has run its course. I like Finn Balor. I think Liv Morgan is doing great. One of the best over female wrestlers. Dominic, he get pops everywhere. He's very popular he's over as shit. So, and I think actually at this current point, these three holding each other down, staying in the Judgment Day. Because a stable is great, because stables are always used to build up people, right? But at this current time, the Judgment Day has run the course. It's now starting to hold them down. They need to go their separate ways. And maybe feud with each other. Maybe after WrestleMania, we're going to see Liv Morgan against Raquel Rodriguez. To build also give Raquel also a good push. Or Roxanne Perez, who is actually currently, she had a surgery, so I don't know how long she will be out, or when she will be back. So that is all a possibility. Now, so I think Dominic will interfere and that goes wrong, and due to that, Finn Balor will lose and we retain, CM Punk retain the championship. So something like that it has to go, because then you can build up that match also for WrestleMania. I think it's going to be a great match, Finn Balor actually against Dominic Mysterio. I would like to see it. I don't want to see for the 10,000th time Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio. I'm done with that. I really am. So yeah, and then the men's elimination chamber match. Now this is going to be very interesting. It could be a little bit predictable, or WWE is really going to give us a curveball. Now the curveball can be in several names. Trick Williams and Javen Evans. I am very impressed by them. I really am. But I think WrestleMania main eventing is coming too early for them. I think down the line, in the future, maybe next year, maybe already, one of these two definitely have a chance to main event WrestleMania. But at this current time, I think it's too early. I think Javon Evans and Trick Williams, they just been, pulled up to the main roster. I think it's way too early for that. So yeah. Jey Uso. There was a reason why they took the title off him and put it on Gunther. We know that all. And it's nothing against Jey Uso, but I don't think the guy is there to have a chance again. I don't think they're going to risk it. And with all due respect. LA Knight, maybe, but I doubt it also. So you have Randy and Cody. Now, Cody is the most logic pick. right? Because of he didn't get a rematch with for the title with uh, um, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre eliminated him from the Rumble. He's been attacking already Randy Cody, so that's the most obvious pick, and we know it, right? We know it, and but the case is, it makes then the chamber so again so predictable, right? And that makes yeah, I'm not so 100% favored this time on the elimination chamber because it's so predictable. Um, Randy could be the curveball, right? I can remember Randy and Drew had an amazing Hell in a Cell match, so that is for sure. But at the current times, I really have to go with Cody. It's the most obvious pick, but I think Randy could be the dark horse in this match, definitely. So yeah, my pick so is Cody. Um, now who will start? I think the women will start off with the Elimination Chamber event, and I think it's going to be also the main event is going to be the men's Elimination Chamber. I don't see. I don't see actually CM Punk main eventing because the match is so predictable. You don't want to be putting such a predictable match in the main event. And if you put the men's elimination chamber, then you can guarantee that Cody is going to win. Then you already can forget about Randy winning the chamber. But yeah. Anyway, these were the predictions. I'm always curious to hear your people's prediction. So if you're watching on live, yeah, you still can use a chat, but I'm soon closing down, so that will not help. But you can definitely also put it in the comments later. Or the posts we put on our social media pages. You can also leave your comments in the comments there, your predictions. Always curious to hear, peeps. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share this video. It helps me so much out. Every Thursday around this time, we're doing, of course, a weekly podcast about the world of pro wrestling. Take care. My name is Jan-Jaap Abbink. As I said, I'm reporting for JJ Sports Studio. Take care. And have a lovely and great entertaining elimination chamber event, and I'll see you next week. Take care, and otherwise keep updated on the social media pages.